So we go over to the window, we open up the window, and there's a face in the window. Well, of course, you know, we
No, was this the same night that she did this thing with the skull, or?
No, this was 2 nights later.
Oh, okay.
Well, of course, we screamed and we were freaking out. We thought it was somebody playing a joke with us. And we ran to my room, which was next door, so we could see a view of the front yard. And we saw somebody running off, and they ran off into the graveyard. They ran off into the graveyard, but they were running like, I mean, super, super fast. It was just eerie the way he was running. It didn't look like a person, you know. I mean, it looked like a person, a figure, but the way that they were moving, it didn't seem like what a person, how a person would move. And then probably the next day, we had some friends come over, and she decided to do the same thing, because she thinks it makes her look cool.
What, you mean with the skull?
Yeah.
No.
She took the main skull out again. And she showed it to everybody, but this time they started playing games with it, tossing it back and forth.
Oh my God, just barbaric.
They start tossing this man's skull back and forth, playing games with it, trying to like, oh, I'm going to make you touch it, I'm going to make you touch it, you know, freaking everybody out with it. And then that night, we were sleeping in my room, and my room was the closest room to the graveyard, to the entrance of the graveyard. And we heard something outside the window again, so, you know, I'm really freaking out. I'm thinking this man's coming after her, you know, he didn't get me, he can come get her. We look out, I went over there and I raised the window, the curtain really fast so that if it was somebody that was there, we would see them. And there was a body standing maybe 3 inches away from my window and just looked at us, but we couldn't see who it was. I mean, all we could tell was if it was a person coloring, it was a black person. You couldn't see, like,
and this is a slave cemetery.
Yeah.
And
you couldn't see facial features or anything. All you could make out was his body. And it's like we stare at him for, like, it seemed like just a couple seconds, you know, shocked, and the guy turns around and takes off into the graveyard again. Well, this time we ran out after him, and we got into the graveyard. We're looking around. We grabbed a flashlight. We're looking around, looking through everything. We couldn't find anybody. But the only thing that we thought was weird was when we looked over towards the grave where she put the man's skull back in, his skeleton was aligned perfectly the way it was supposed to be. But she had just tossed his head back in.
But she, and they had disturbed these bones.
Yeah. But the way she had put his head back in, like set it in on the sides, you know, beside his body, but it was laying with his body, like he was laying there.
Whoa.